Hi Kiwi, I hope you're sleeping alright. Today we're going to play a little Suika. So today's the day after Thanksgiving, and unfortunately I did try this the morning of Thanksgiving, and I got about 50 minutes into the recording before I realized my microphone wasn't working. So, round 2, here we go. I can say very confidently that through that entire playthrough of Suika, I did not once get a watermelon, which was a little disappointing, but, you know, we're going to get better. Just keep on practicing and we'll get there sometime. Anyway, so I guess things I talked about in the last recording. Well, first off, it was Thanksgiving, so things I'm thankful for. So I guess gonna get a little sappy here for a moment, but I think it's obvious that the thing I'm most thankful for right now is you. Certainly, we both met. What is it now? 5 and 5.25 years ago, and certainly where we met in school, I think we were probably in not a terrible place at the time. Metaphorically speaking, we were certainly in a terrible place, literally speaking, but certainly it was nice to have you there as my single greatest support, and I'm thankful to have you that way still. I mean, I know very much that I love you, and very thankful for being able to say that so confidently, so comfortably. Things have been nice being together. The me of a younger year would never have believed I could say that in the first place. Certainly, I never expected to be in a relationship, but I'm very glad I am. What is it? You're my other half? Is what people say or whatever? Well, whatever people say, what I say is I love you, and I'm very happy to say that. Other things that I'm thankful for, definitely our friend group. It's nice to have such a kind-hearted, accessible support network. Certainly when we were going through school, we needed that, and I feel like more recently we've needed that a lot too, and it's nice to know that we have those people. Emily, our friend from school, our co-workers. It's been nice to just know that there are people in our corner. To quote Emily, the feral cat lady energy is strong with all of you, and it's nice to know you guys have my back, and I'm very happy to say that I have your back in return. Other things I'm thankful for, I mean, the obvious is dogs. I'm very thankful that dogs exist. I love them. I don't know if I can say the same for cats. I like our cats, and for context, we have 4 cats. 4. When did we get a 4th cat? We have 3 cats. And they're all equal bits chaos. And there are definitely days where I'm less thankful for them. But I do love them. As much as I don't always want to admit it, I do love them. And overall, I would say I'm thankful for having them. Just could do with fewer wake-up calls by Gnocchi every time she wants breakfast. I prefer sleeping to feeding our cats, unfortunately for her. Another thing I'm thankful for, I feel like if I'm going to say tacos, I have to say dogs as well. Wait. Sorry. If I'm going to say dogs, I definitely have to say tacos as well. No better a comfort food in my realm than tacos are. I love that we figured out the secret to making a consistently good taco spice, and now I can just have my own seasoned taco meat whenever I want, and it's so much better than the pre-packaged stuff. As a whole, I guess that's another thing I'm thankful for, is just that I found someone to cook with. Getting you into cooking and into baking, it's been such a wonderful shared experience. I'm so glad that something that was definitely outside of your comfort zone became something that is anything but. We so consistently now cook together. It's nice to always know, like, I would say more than video games, which is funny because that's certainly how our relationship started. You saw I had a gaming computer, and we're like, hey, that's a gaming computer. Do you like gaming? Not quite that, but basically, you know. There's our first melon. All right, going good. Put this here. But what was I gonna say? Certainly, a nice little sack going on here. I would definitely say video games, they're a really fun outlet, but I think some of our best memories have been from cooking and learning together to become better cooks and better bakers. And I'm proud of us. I'm proud of the things that we've discovered and been able to make, because certainly we've come a long way from where we started. I'm still not allowed to touch potatoes, though. I don't know why. I'm a savant when it comes to like Italian food recipes and chicken handling, but do not let me touch potatoes or something will go horribly, horribly wrong. Hard to say why, but alright, I'm skirting the edge here. I've got to be very, very careful. Alright. Put that there. Unfortunate. Really didn't want it to roll that way. But yeah, I love that we have so consistently made delicious food that we get to share with each other, and sometimes with others too. Unfortunate. Okay, this is getting very risky. That helps. Put that there. I guess as far as, I mean, we were talking about this yesterday, but our best recipes, if I were to list those off, obviously our blueberry muffins. We mix them with a little bit of lemon rind, so they have this nice lemon zest rather. So it has a lovely lemony mixture to the flavor. There we go. Okay, get up. No, oh, it just barely touched. Unfortunate. All right, redo. So certainly our blueberry muffins are, I guess you would call them blueberry lemon muffins, but still, they are so good. Pumpkin cookies were a staple. My mom's recipe that we just made for everyone in school. We would just show up, people would look forward to it. Man, baking was such a comfort for us in school, I'd like to say. And our zucchini bread is so good. Man, everyone looks forward to getting that. Myself included. But it's funny how we just come across these recipes that just basically become staples of our repertoire. I'd say the chocolate bread that you came across is really good. I have yet to help you make one of those. I think it's been a solo project for you every time. So that's something to look forward to on my end, I suppose. Other recipes. Well, if we're going off of baking, I know my chicken parm is certainly up there. It's just gotten progressively better as I've tried out new techniques, and I'm still complete arse when it comes to frying food. But that's why the air fryer was such a game changer, because it's effectively like frying food, but it's not. It's just a convection oven. But my goodness, if you're ever on the fence about an air fryer, consider what you'd put in it. But if you think you'd use it, it's definitely worth the investment. We use our air fryer so much. What else do we cook? I mean, our soups are always pretty good. I love your tomato potato soup when you allow me to eat it. I know you usually use it as meal prep for yourself because you're a lot pickier than I am, so you need it more than I do. But what else? Can I wedge that in there? No. Alright, let's go with strawberry there. What other good foods have we made? What other soups? Well, I mean, I don't think it's good. It definitely does not deserve the title of being good, but the soggy chicken and vegetable soup, as I dubbed it in school, was certainly a staple for me in terms of in terms of just having a meal prep for classes. So the soggy chicken and vegetable soup was a mixture of about 5 pounds of chicken chopped into little cubes, a pound of celery, a pound of onions, a pound of carrots, all chopped into thin slices. I would run it through like a mandolin or a food processor and cut it slice like that. And then to give it some flavor, I mixed in a prepackaged jambalaya rice, which added a little bit of spice and and all the seasoning I really needed, because I tend to, when I make meal preps for myself, go on the blander side just because it's better for my blood pressure and frankly my stomach. My stomach is pretty sensitive. But when I'm cooking for us, obviously we season things like a human would want to consume food, rather than a human has to consume food, I guess is how I think of it. But that soup definitely carried me, because, I mean, we would get all the ingredients from Aldi's, and it would cost, what, in the realm of like $18 to $20 to make a soup that lasted me 3 weeks, which was really nice. It was especially when you're a graduate level student who can't afford the basic amenities of life. Having a soup that's cheap but give you that much food off of was great. And then something I would do to sometimes change it up a little bit would be I'd mix the soup with some top ramen just to add a little extra salt or flavor when I was in the mood. So for me, it was pretty staple. I mean, of course, the other food that just kept us going through undergrad, for better or for worse, I suppose, was fancy. Was peanut butter and jelly sandwiches and pasta. Not at the same time, obviously. Oh gosh, could you imagine peanut butter pasta? Someone has done that, and I am upset at that someone. I feel like multiple people have probably done that, and there are a lot of people to be upset at right now. I just don't know them, so I'm not gonna say anymore. But your mom saw how much peanut butter we ate, and she started getting us jars of peanut butter every time she visited. And we graduated from grad school with, like, I want to say 6 or 7 jars of unopened peanut butter. And, like, I openly acknowledge that I was not healthy in graduate school. I mean, you're not really afforded the opportunity to be healthy in that sort of a setting without extreme effort. And we were already busy giving our extreme effort to everything else. So it wasn't very easily doable for us. And, unfortunate. I really wanted to get that grape exposed. Oh well. Put the grape here, I guess. But yeah, so we graduated with 7 unopened jars of peanut butter, and I'm very sad that we had to throw them out, because I feel like one day we would have used them. But I'm also very glad that we didn't, because no one should ever consume that much peanut butter. That was a lifetime's worth of peanut butter, really. And I don't have a lot of experience with expired peanut butter, but I'm glad I don't. Doesn't seem like I think you've told me that your dad once ate a jar of expired peanut butter, and it doesn't sound like it was a good time. So I'm fine never knowing that experience, personally speaking. I don't think I can get that decapon down there, so I guess I'll just toss this here. These grapes are killing me. They're just getting buried, and I could use them. Alright. Come on. Yeah, okay. Well, it didn't touch, but it almost worked the way I wanted it to. This alignment is just not great. Let's see. What else? Oh, pasta. I'm glad it's so much fun that we learned how to make our own pasta. I'm very proud of us for that one too. Although that one's a lot simpler. Maybe not as much of an achievement as the other ones that we've come across in our time, but unfortunate. No. Oh, I think this run is dead. I don't think I'm salvaging this very easily. Oh, yeah, that killed me. That's the end. Wait, maybe? I know if I drop this here, it's not going to go through. Maybe... Yeah, there we go. Okay. Can I touch that? I'm getting greedy. Wait a minute. Oh, unfortunate. That made it even worse. Alright. All it takes is one thing just kind of squidging its way up and it's over. Alright, salvage a little bit. Alright, I think I want these two to touch. If only those decapons would touch each other. I don't think this is gonna... Yep, okay. I got greedy. I've learned my lesson, but would have been nice if that touched. Okay. Oh, there we go. We did it! Oh, my first watermelon! Yeah! Yeah! Woo! I think I know this is a peach because it has a P on it. Maybe. Alright, that's our first ever watermelon in a Suika game after, got it in 15 minutes after recording for an hour yesterday, pretty much, and not getting a single one. I don't know what I did different, but I sure did do it, didn't I? I feel like that's just how Suika Game goes. There is just a chance that everything goes right, and a much larger chance that everything goes wrong. And in somewhere in the middle of all of that, you have the chance of tipping things in your favor, but don't count on that happening. Not reliably. Alright. The only strategy I've come across that I think has worked for me is the small fruit corner, which I'm really trying to... Oh, okay. None of that went the way I exactly wanted it to, but oh well. Everything is rolling away from where I want it to be. Alright, small fruit corner is going to stay in the right here. I guess we're going to have a little bit on both sides for now. Can probably salvage that later. Let's see. Alright, what other foods can I talk about? Because, man, if you can't tell, I'm getting hungry. Oh, what else have we made recently that's good? Oh, well, our apple pie. I mean, that one is definitely something I'm very proud of us for, because it really feels like a culmination and a stepwise improvement to all of the skills we've culminated over the last few years. So, thinking on it, so the way it just incorporates a bunch of our different cooking techniques that we've learned. So, starting off, we have the apple prep, which is definitely the most arduous task when making our pie. And these pies are dense boys. They have a good, 6 pounds at minimum of apples. I think on average we usually fit in like 7 or 8 pounds, which is, that's a lot. When you think about it, that's a lot of apples for one pie. So obviously we peel and slice the apples, and thankfully the stand mixer we got has been such a huge quality of life upgrade for us. The spiralizer was a huge benefit to us for sure. I have to stop trying to do that. I keep aiming for the thing on the side and completely missing. But anyway, so what is it? So we spiralize the apples, which peels them at the same time, and the spiralizer cuts those apples into pretty thin slices, spiralized, and then we cut those into quarters. And then once those apples are quartered, we remove any little remnants of pits, and we separate out the skins and the cores and everything else, and we mix our spices, so it's a mixture of sugar, brown sugar, what else? We used allspice and ginger this time. We also, what else was there? Cinnamon and nutmeg, of course. And sometimes we toss in some tarragon just to be extra. Specifically, you like to be extra with the tarragon. Very, very extra. So what are the chances I get a second watermelon? Is it just me, or is the regular melon larger than the watermelon? It looks like it is. Unfortunate. No. Oh, okay. Cool. Saved it. I didn't really actually do anything extra there. Alright. Man, this is such a space-occupying mass. Anyway, so once we have all of the fruits collected, I have to make this my new small fruit corner. Once we have all the fruits made, we will then... Oh, come on. Whatever. I got my first watermelon. It's victory. Woohoo! I think I'll do one more. We'll do speedrun strat this time. Pick the left corner and just go. See what happens. So after we get the apples prepped, the next step is to mix all the spices. We mix a little bit with the skins and cores as well, and then we toss them in a warm water bath and cook it through a technique called sous videing, which is basically we cook them at a consistent temperature of water and it helps kind of cook the apples, but keep them just perfectly crispy enough, the way you'd like in a pie, where the apples are soft and easily chewed, but still have a little bit of that crispness to them. And it's impressive how well the sous vide keeps that consistency. I don't think the speedrun tech... I was about to say speedrun technique does not work, but it sort of worked. We'll see what we get out of this. I want to do one run like this and just see what happens. But so we sous vide everything, and that gets them to exude all their juices, and then we pour off the juices, separate the apples and the peels and the cores. At that point, the peels and cores just kind of go their own way. Okay, speedrun strat is real. I do not deserve this win if I get it. I'm going to be very upset if I get a watermelon on this. Anyway, so we mix all that together, or sorry, we get rid of the skins and the cores after we've gotten... No, wait, I'm misspeaking. We juice the peels and the cores, everything being de-seeded, of course, although I doubt we'd get enough cyanide for it to matter. But we remove the... we run the peels and the cores through a juicer, and we then mix that juice with all the water that exuded from the apple, the main apples that are going to be this filling of the pie, and we boil it off and effectively make a delicious apple caramel. I would love to take that caramel and just have it as a topping on something. I bet it would be so good. One day maybe we'll find out. Something strange is going on here. That grape is very much undercover. It doesn't seem to have collision, so I don't know what's going to happen. I'm surprised the game hasn't crashed after that. I can't believe this is still sort of working. We'll just see how long we can keep this going. It's gonna get harder and harder as things get bigger, I think. You know what? Never mind. I really do not deserve this watermelon if I get it. I'm just sorry, I'm getting a little lost in the idea that this may be the easiest. We'll see. Anyway, so okay, once we've made our apple caramel, okay? So now we need to... I'm sorry, I can't stop staring at this. All right, I'm gonna think about the rest of the game. So once we've made our apple caramel, the next step is to we mix the caramel with the apples and make it and put it in the pie filling. So we have basically baked apples and an apple caramel being mixed together, and that just makes for such a delicious taste of a filling on its own. And then other things we do, well, we have our crust. We use a butter and cream cheese based crust, which has a very nice flavor, I have to say, but it also lends itself well. So it's a mixture of butter, cream cheese, apple cider vinegar, heavy cream, flour, cake flour. I think those are the main ingredients. I don't think there are any leaveners in there, but I find it very amusing how much your mom loves that crust, because I guess I don't eat enough pies to know what a standout crust is, but to her it's like the best crust she's ever had, so it must be good. But either way, certainly it's a pretty easy to make crust. I find it amusing that we offered to just give your parents the recipe and they're like, no, you make it for us. No shame whatsoever. Oh, this is getting dicey. Oh, okay. The dice have been re-rolled, I guess. And so, I understand having trouble keeping my train of thought when I'm doing Isaac and more difficult games, but I should not have this much trouble keeping my train of thought for Suika. Oh well. Anyway, so what else? So then it's really just a matter of assembling the pie. So we do the bottom crust, we've put the filling in, and then we decide on what we would do for the top crust. This year we did a lattice. Usually we do a solid top crust with sometimes some silly decorations on the surface with our extra leftover crust. because there's always a little bit of runoff on these things. I think this is where the run ends. But let's see if I can salvage it. Alright. Alright, left or right? I think left is the correct answer. Well. Okay, cool. We're not dead yet, but we're basically dead. Darn. Oh no. Well, I threw it there. That's fine. It was a good run. But alright, we bake our pie, and we have a really good time. The end. And that pie takes like 13 hours to make. At least it did this time. I think we probably took our time. Realistically speaking, all the waiting steps and the baking steps probably really takes about, I want to say, in the realm of 7 hours. So it is a very long process. I would love one day to just make a bunch of these all at once. I think we could do it, but the idea of having the sous vide set up in a giant tote water bath, it would take forever to heat up. It definitely would. But, oh man, I would love to just have a day where we just make a bunch of pies, like we just go commercial for a second and just make like 5 pies. That would be such a task. We'd be so exhausted by the end of it. It would be a full-time job for that day. But whoever is on the receiving end of those pies would be definitely very happy. But with all that said, all in all, it's been a wonderful year being with you. Definitely not a wonderful year for us for other reasons, but you have been the one thing that's kept me going a lot this year, and I'm very thankful to have you in my life. And now I'm laughing a little bit because you're gonna wake up one night, hear this, and just start blushing. And you're welcome. Well, I hope you're sleeping well, and if you're not sleeping, well, I hope this is helping you fall asleep. I love you, Kiwi, and I'll see you in the next one.